the quiet grief of childhood. Hello, it's lovely to have you here today. I want to talk about a kind of grief that many people carry without even realising it has shaped their life. It isn't loud and it isn't dramatic, and often it isn't spoken about at all. But it can sit quietly inside us for many years. Today we're going to gently explore what I call the quiet grief of childhood. When we think about grief, we often imagine something obvious, a loss that can clearly be seen, a moment that everyone recognises as painful. But there is another kind of grief that is much quieter, and it can begin in childhood. And it does not always have a name. It is grief of not feeling fully understood, of not feeling emotionally safe, of sensing that something important was missing, even if life appeared normal from the outside. Many children learn very early to adapt to their environment. They become observant, sensitive to mood, careful about how they express themselves. They may sense tension around them or feel unsure about how welcome their feelings truly are, so they begin to adjust. They become easier, quieter, more self-contained. Over time, this can feel like maturity, but inside there may be a child who is quietly holding sadness they do not yet understand, growing without language of feeling. Children do not always have the words to explain emotional experiences. They simply feel. They may feel lonely even when surrounded by people. They may feel responsible for keeping things calm. They may feel a longing for comfort or reassurance that never quite arrives. Because these feelings are not always spoken about, they can remain unprocessed. They settle quietly inside the body and the mind. How this grief follows us. As we grow older, this quiet grief can shape the way we see ourselves. It may influence how much we trust others, how easy we relax, how safe we feel expressing our needs. We may become very capable adults, very responsible, very emotionally aware, but underneath there can still be a sense of something unfinished, a gentle arc that is difficult to explain. Becoming aware. Healing often brings with simple awareness, noticing patterns, noticing reactions, moments when emotions feel stronger than the situation seems to require. Instead of judging ourselves, we can begin to listen. We can acknowledge that younger part of us may still be carrying experiences. That's where never fully understood. This recognition is not about blaming the past, it is about bringing compassion to what we have lived through, allowing the grief to soften. When quiet grief is finally recognised, something can begin to shift. We may feel sadness, we may feel tenderness towards the child we once were. This is not a step backwards. It is a part of integration, a part of becoming more whole. By allowing ourselves to gently feel what was once hidden, we create space for greater emotional freedom, a different relationship with ourselves over time. We can learn to offer ourselves the understanding we may not have received earlier. We can develop emotional safety within our own lives. This may look like speaking more honestly, resting when we need to, setting boundaries that protect our well-being. Slowly, the quiet grief begins to lose its intensity. It becomes part of our story rather than something that silently controls us. Gentle encouragement. If you sense this kind of quiet grief within yourself, please know you are not alone. Many people carry experiences that were never fully seen or named. Healing does not require dramatic change. It often begins with simple acknowledgement, with kindness towards yourself. With patience, you are allowed to move through this process at your own pace. The quiet grief of childhood does not mean something is wrong with you. It simply reflects that you were a sensitive human being responding to your environment. As awareness grows, so can understanding, and often understanding deepens sense of peace can slowly emerge. If this reflection speaks to you, thank you for sharing this moment with me. You are welcome here. Thank you, and please enjoy the weekend. Thank you. Bye for